people, and the main thing is to get your levers in a natural position. So if you were to take your arm and just hang your arm down, you'll notice that the natural position of your arm is slightly curved when it gets to your wrist, and it slightly curves down. So what I do with my controls is I take them from the stock settings and I move them slightly down in line with the natural progression of the way my arm is. And what that does for you is when you're on the bike, it puts you in a natural position so there's no weight on your wrist.
Level 3 and 4.
All the weight is up on your body.
Levels 3 and 4. 6-minute call.
So anyways, so when you get your bikes from the factory, most of the levers are up here. The clutch lever's way up here, the brake lever's way up here. What that does is when you're trying to hang off the bike, it puts an extreme amount of pressure on your wrists. And it's very, very hard to try to shift and or brake when you're leaning off the bike when your controls are up here. So the first thing I do is move my controls down on the bike. Get them in a comfortable position. When you're in a natural riding style, it's natural to you. Natural feel, right? The next thing I do, and this is what I tell everybody, I see a lot of people, their bars are way too far in. If you got your handlebars in like this, there's no way for you to be able to get out over the bike and hang out over the front of the bike if your bars are too far in. So I tell a lot of people to take your bars and move them out a little bit. And another thing that does for you, it allows the upper body, your upper body, to get over the center of the bike, which is where your engine's at. So the center of the gravity of the bike, put your bars out a little bit, controls in the proper position, it puts you in the proper position. So it's very comfortable to be on the bike that way. It's also very comfortable to be able to hang off the bike and not have any pressure on the bars or on the levers. The ball of your feet and getting up off of the seat. So when you're riding and you're actually hanging off the bike, you're not sitting on the seat. So it allows the suspension to compress a little bit when you're going through turns. So, get a guinea pig here.
Okay. Squeak, squeak. No.
Right. So he's going to get up on the ball of his feet, and he's going to hang off the bike like he's going into a left-hand turn. He's off the seat. Now watch what happens to the suspension. All right? The bike moves underneath him, and it doesn't upset his position or his body position. He's able to hang off the bike, he's able to look where he's going, and he's able to let the bike do what it's going to do, right? So now sit on the seat. So if you're sitting on the seat and you're trying to come into a turn, what happens? Look at him. So main thing is, get up on the ball of your feet, get up on the pegs, get up off the seat, let the bike move around. Weight your inside peg, and that's what gets the bike to turn in a little bit for you. So as you're weighting your peg, the next thing you want to do is bend your elbow and drop your shoulder down. So if you're coming into a left-hand turn, drop your elbow a little bit, your shoulder comes down, and it puts you in a position to where your upper body is in line with where the motor is. Puts the center of gravity right over the engine where you should be. Same thing on the right-hand side. Weight your peg, drop your elbow and shoulder down, and it puts you in the position where you need to be when you're hanging off the bike. If you're riding up here and you got your arms straight and locked, you can't really hang off the bike. You really can't get off the bike. And the main purpose of hanging off the bike is to give yourself more contact patch on the back tire, right? So if your bike's leaned over like this, you have a very small contact patch. If you're leaning off the bike and the bike is more straight up and down, you have more contact patch on your back tire, all right? So when you guys are going into a turn, whether it's either right or left, remember to weight your pegs, drop your shoulders, slide off the bike, and get out here a little bit off the bike. It should feel comfortable. It should be a natural, comfortable feeling. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, again, adjust your controls, adjust anything you can do on the bike to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. Because the more comfortable the bike feels when you're riding it, the smoother you're going to be able to ride the bike. And that's a big thing too. And remember to get up on the pegs, right up off the seat. When you're hanging off, the middle of your butt should be right on the edge of the seat for a left-hand turn. Same on the right. Middle of your butt should be about right there. You're able to look out and hang off the bike. So we'll do a left-hander here. All right, left-hander. You weight your peg, Okay, you really don't need to hang your butt off that far. Be right about there.
Okay.
And the big thing is you want to open up with just a tad more. There you go. And try to get your upper body looking, because you want to be looking through the turn as well. It's good like that. Awesome. Right hand side. Wait for the peg. Bend your elbow, keep your shoulder down. That's it. Good idea. So when you get out on the track, get out there. Drop your elbow and shoulder. Get off the line. Do the turn. Your helmet should be right about here if you're going into a right-hander. Your helmet should be right about here if you're going into a left-hander. And always remember that the bike's also going to go where you're looking to. So if you guys are looking over here, the bike's going to tend to want to turn that way, right? So not only body positioning is very important, but where you're looking at as well. Controls, body positioning, dropping your elbows, dropping your shoulders, making sure you're looking where you need to go. Those are the main aspects. Just remember that weighting the pegs is a good way to get the bike to maneuver, especially going through 1 and 2. As you're going into 1, you weight your right peg. Going through 2, you weight your left peg. You should be using your lower body to move the bike, as opposed to trying to turn the bike up here with your hands. You should be using your lower body and moving the bike with your lower body.
That's what people do when they're not using their legs. They have a tendency to compensate with their body like this.
That's right. So a lot of times you'll see somebody out there
Attention in the paddock. All level 3 and 4
they're not
riders.
using their legs, so the next thing you see they're doing this. They're sitting on the seat and they're doing this. But you should be using your legs, you should be weighting your pegs, and this is what should be turning the bike, is your lower body. If you're out there and you're trying to turn the bike and the handlebars like this, it's not the way to be riding. You want to use your inner thighs and outside thighs, weighting of the pegs. Keep your arms bent, in comfortable position, hanging off the bike, both directions. So, about it. You guys give it a try next session, okay? I'll be watching.
Dirk, the other thing people do is they'll keep their head in the middle, they'll move the butt around, they won't swing off towards the side.
Absolutely.
Get the nose off the
So
side.
we talked about when they hang off, the helmet, if your legs should be in line with this side of the fairing, and on the right hand side, your helmet should be out here being able to look through the turn. You should not be hanging and keeping your head up here. You can't see where you're going that way, okay? Keeping your head up here, it's too hard to look at where you're going down the turn. So, big thing is controls, getting out over the center of the gravity of the bike. It's here.
DVD, you might be able to see that you're doing it. You don't really know that you're doing it.
So when we go back up this next session, we'll kind of walk through looking at this stuff on the tape, and we'll look at some of you guys' body positions. So this next session, I'm going to be following random people, and then we're going to critique it when we get back up in the classroom. All right? Sound good?
Good.